Hey guys, this is Jessica Gutierrez with Clean With Me podcast. This is a podcast where I walk you through cleaning your house step by step. So let's clean together.
Hey everybody, so I want to say that I know it's been a while since I've done a podcast. I'm really sorry about that for all of those of you that like the new episodes. It's just for lack of better words, I am going through a hard time. I do not want to make this a negative episode at all, so I don't want to really get into detail about that. But I've been going through a very rough time in my life, and I know that I say that often, but it's been kind of, an ongoing battle with marriage issues and stuff like that. I don't want to get too deep into it. But basically, when I get behind on my cleaning and I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing cleaning wise, and I'm not feeling motivated, and I'm not feeling like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing regarding keeping my house clean and and I'm not on top of things, I don't feel like I can motivate you guys the way I want to. So I am back on track now. I got a lot of deep cleaning done, so I have a lot to talk about. And I'm back to, I feel like, a sense of normalcy again. And it's kind of, for those of you that go through things like this, it kind of ebbs and flows. Some weeks you have really good weeks or months even, and then all of a sudden you'll just have a bad couple weeks. It's just part of being human. We all have bad times in our lives. We all have rough patches, and that's okay. And we can always get caught back up, which I finally did. It took a lot of hard work because everyone knows that if you get behind on your cleaning, it's really a lot of work to get back on track because you have a lot of back cleaning and back organizing and things of that nature. And also, my phone was destroyed. It's still not fixed. I'm getting it fixed in the morning, but it's barely hanging on by a thread. And I broke my headset also, so this is a new headset. I know I sound a little different. If you guys don't like the new sound, I will go back to my old headset. But I got like this new big headset thing that's supposed to be professional, but it sounds a little bit different and odd to me, I guess, because it sounds different. So if you guys don't like it, just let me know on Facebook. But I want to get right into it, guys. And so first things first, let's get motivated and ready to clean. I'm all about, if you're new here, I will walk you through cleaning your house step by step. I will give you tips and tricks along the way, tell you, just little tidbits about my life if you're interested. But it's mainly focusing on cleaning your house and just giving you a guide, someone telling you ideas and things to do that you might not think of as you're cleaning. I might say something about cabinets and you haven't thought about cleaning out your cabinets for a while, for example, and then you do that, deep clean those, things like that. So I'm just here as your guide. I'm here as your motivator. And I like to trick my brain in the mornings or before my cleaning sessions. And I like to do a little ritual, if you will, to get my day started and my cleaning session started. So how I do that is I light a candle, open a window, and I get a little bit ready, not too much ready because, you're going to be cleaning. But for some reason, I don't know, freshening up first thing in the morning helps my productivity. And everybody has those little things that helps with their productivity. You probably know what those things are. That's just me individually. Yours might be different. Also, if I get up before my children and I purposefully, set my alarm earlier than I am supposed to wake up, so I have that, personal alone time to clean without my kids being awake, that really helps my entire realm of productivity and things that I can do in the day. For me, when I do that, I just get so much more done in the day. So definitely something that you should maybe consider. But what we like to do to start off our podcast is I like to do the laundry first, because that way we do a load of laundry. We do a laundry switch, which we call putting the clothes from the washer to the dryer and the dryer to the laundry basket. And that way, at the end of the episode, we can switch those clothes, do a new load, kick our feet back, and fold those clothes. So, and I will remind you of that at the end of the episode. So, let's make our way to the laundry area and go ahead and do some laundry. If you have littles at home, little babies, this is a good chore to include them with. My babies love helping with laundry, helping, they hand me stuff to put in the washer or to push into the dryer. So just be working on doing a laundry switch while I talk, but I will give you a little update for those of you that are interested. I am reluctant to say this because I don't really want to hear opinions about my personal life and stuff per se, but I am having some marital problems right now, and we are separated and living separately. We are still together, but I have my own apartment right now, and I'm kind of just back and forth. And it's been a lot, and that's kind of why I've been having a hard time. I don't want to dive into details or anything, and if you disagree with me on that, or think that, I don't know, if you have an opinion on that, I don't really want to hear it, because it is what it is, and I have my reasons for doing that. Obviously, I would love to keep my family together, but it doesn't seem like that it's going to be a possibility for us at this time. But like I said, I don't want this to be a dark podcast. I just want to let you guys know that when I'm talking about like an apartment, my house, an apartment, it's because I live in a very teeny tiny apartment most of the time right now, but also every once in a while I'll stay a couple days at my husband's house. So that's kind of why I talk about, but it does help me get two different spaces that I'm cleaning, and I clean them in different ways. They have different flooring, different, things that are areas that are important. Like when you first walk into my apartment, you walk into a bedroom area, which is pretty strange. I'm moving apartments downstairs, so it won't be like that. And the downstairs apartment that I'm moving into is more of a living area than the bedroom situation. But so right now you walk in and it's just like a giant bedroom. So that's kind of like where I start my cleaning. Obviously, your apartment or house or whatever probably isn't like that. So that's why I base it more on my house with my husband, the cleaning episodes anyway. So you guys should be done with your laundry switch by now. So let's go ahead and move on to the kitchen, and let's get those clean dishes put away. So, if you have a dishwasher, put those dishes out of the dishwasher and where they go. If you have a drying rack, empty your drying rack. Um, for also a little tidbit about my life, this just popped into my head, but our owners are selling our rent house that me and my husband share together. So, during the staging process, they have sold it. But during the staging process, we were putting our drying rack underneath the cabinets. And that's what I do at my apartment because we have very little counter space. But it really just made the kitchen look so much better. And it gives you a reason to put those dishes away a little bit more than just letting the clean dishes perpetually, sit in the drying rack. So, I don't know, just something to think about. It really just, if you have company coming over or something, obviously you don't always have to hide it, but if you're having guests over, maybe hide the drying rack underneath the sink or something, just so you have more surface area and more countertop space, especially if like you have family cooking with you or something like that. or you're cooking a big meal for like a lot of people, it just gives you more counter space, especially if there's more than one cook in the kitchen. So that's something that I learned. And then, as we were staging the house, that's a time where you're thinking about all the clutter and stuff that you have in your house and thinking about, looking at your house from the eyes of a buyer and getting in. Your house obviously looks way better because you've got all the clutter and everything out of the way during the showings. So it gave me ideas about my apartment, and I just, I am not a cluttery. I hate clutter. I hate clutter of any kind, really. So anytime things are starting to accumulate, like on my countertops or something, I'm quick to take care of it. My husband is the opposite. He is very, very clean when it comes to like, husband wise, he's very on top of dishes, laundry, picking up after himself and the kids, stuff like that. But clutter doesn't really bother him. Like, he tends to accumulate things on top of the refrigerator and cabinets and things like that. And everyone's different. I'm using him as an example of a different personality and a different way of cleaning. He has different priorities than I do, and that's okay. If you don't mind clutter, a little bit of clutter, or decorations. Like, I don't mind decorations. If you like your house with a lot of decorations and that makes you happy and that's your style, then perfect, awesome. But I'm more talking about things that aren't meant to be there. You know what I mean? Like, just random paperwork or stuff you're just putting out of the reach of the kids that just accumulates until there's like a whole mountain of things. That's what I'm more talking about when I'm talking about clutter on top of cabinets and such. But be doing the dishes while I talk. Just be chugging along the dishes. Make sure you're gathering all of the uh, dishes from around the house and inside of your refrigerator, because I like to do that while I'm in dish mode because I'm kind of bad about cleaning out the refrigerator. So I like to look in there, see if there's any leftovers that need to be cleaned out, any old food, any old anything, and just do a quick wipe down of my refrigerator while I'm doing the dishes, because after you're done doing the dishes, you don't want other dishes being brought to you, because that's just annoying. You don't want, to look in your fridge and be like, oh no, now I have to do a casserole dish that I forgot about or what have you. So that's just what I do, and then make sure you're doing a very thorough pre-rinse of those items. If you're in a hurry and you're trying to get out the door, and say you're working and you're just in a hurry all the time and you don't quite have time to finish those dishes, um, try to do a very thorough pre-rinse and try not to keep any metal in your sink, because I've made the mistake before. I told you I've been going in between the two houses, right? So there's been times where I'm late for work and I just pre-rinsed all my dishes, and they're kind of wet sitting in the sink, and then I leave like a wet fork or forks plural on in my sink, because I didn't fully clean the dishes. I just pre-rinsed them well and left them there. Then I don't come back for a couple days, and when I come back, there's like rust there that I have to get out of my kitchen sink, and it's kind of a pain. So even, if you're running out the door and you're leaving some dishes in the sink that are pre-rinsed but not quite finished or whatever, try to put your utensils or whatever in a cup or something, and your pans out of anything metal. Just try to keep it out of the sink, just so there's not any like rusty marks left in your sink or something. Which, this is just if you can't finish your dishes. Obviously, the goal is to finish the dishes, but that's not always possible. Everyone has busy lives sometimes, and it's not always, the perfect ideal situation where you have time to do the dishes. But this is a whole house cleaning episode, so hopefully you'll have time to finish them. If you don't finish anything else in the kitchen, I advise you to at least use the entire kitchen time to work on those dishes and get those taken care of. And we all have those days where they're really piled up, or maybe you just have a very large household. So every time you make breakfast, lunch, or dinner, it's a big fiasco to do the dishes. Hopefully maybe you have big kids at home that you can delegate that to. I can't wait till I do. Just kidding. Not really. But those of you with big kids, you use those big kids and have them help you out. Don't carry the load all on your own, or if you have roommates or whatever, try to split the duties between yourselves. And if you have stuff that is hard to get clean, you can boil it in a pot of water, whether that's parts for a Keurig or a blender or just any kind of kitchen appliance, or maybe it's bottles, binkies, what have you. Sometimes bottles roll under a couch or something. I'm guilty of that sometimes. I don't keep track of my kids' bottles. They were drinking them, and then not so much anymore. They drink sippy cups now, but when they used to go to sleep with a bottle, a lot of times that we'd find a nasty bottle underneath the couch. I'm not going to lie, I'm not perfect. And in which case, it's kind of hard to get the smell out, right? And we're tempted to just throw it in the trash or something. But best thing to do is just clean it the best you can and then boil it, and then that should do the trick. Or if you have some pans, that have like really stuck on stuff, you can put those to boil or to soak with just soap and water while you're doing your other dishes, and then just get to those at the end. Or if you want to wait till the end, if they're really bad and you just don't have the time and you want to move on, you can keep them soaking and do them at the end of the episode. But try to get them done now if you can. Now you guys are doing great. You're getting a lot done. Hopefully you're almost done with your dishes by now. If you're not, that's completely okay. No judgment here. Like I said, I got behind on housework and stuff, and that's why I went on a little hiatus, and I apologize. But, sometimes that happens, and I just don't feel right talking about motivating you guys when I'm not motivated, but um, I'm here to get you back on track along with myself. I'm getting myself back on track too, and sharing with you how I did that. So let's move on to the countertops and clearing the living room, dining room space first. So if you're still doing the dishes, that's fine. You can still be working on those. You can rewind me, pause me, whatever it is you want to do, or just listen along. That's fine, and keep working on the dishes. But I'm going to go ahead and move on to the clearing of the space. So anything that does not belong in the kitchen, I mentioned, staging the house and getting almost everything off of the counters and on top of the refrigerator and all the cabinets and everything. If you don't have time for all that right now, maybe jot it down in a cleaning notebook. But if you do, great. But for now, just look at your countertops. You want as much surface area as possible. So if there's appliances that you can be putting in cabinets, do that. If there's just miscellaneous things that we kind of just set on the countertops because we were tired and came home and just tossed our wallet and keys and mail on the countertops, let's deal with that now. Let's just put everything that does not belong in the kitchen away. Dining room table too. Everyone has like a catch-all where we just kind of toss stuff when we get home. Get to that area and clear that area and put the stuff away. It may seem like there's a lot of stuff and it might be a little overwhelming, but just get as much of it put away as you can. And once you start doing it, it really, for me, I work myself up about doing projects And that takes more time and energy than actually doing the project. Whenever I actually do it, it really only takes me like 5 minutes, like cleaning under your couch or cleaning a really messy room. It really only takes a second, but we just stare at it and think about how hard it's going to be, and a lot of time that takes zaps your energy, and then you end up not doing it at all. So let's not try to do that. Don't that I fall into that trap so many times. And then once you're done clearing the spaces, the space in the kitchen and dining room, let's just get wiped down happy. So whatever it is you use to wipe down, I like to use the disinfecting wipes and lemon scent, the generic ones. You can use a sponge, you can use a rag, whatever you prefer. If you're spraying stuff, make sure there's no apples, food, or whatever around. I know that's probably just common sense, but just throwing that out there. Um, Oh, and before I forget, for those of you that were worried about ads, I guess I had basically I get paid off the ads a couple cents every time someone listens. They are targeted ads, so it's just based on your phone. It's just random ads. But I did put a filter on them. So for those of you that had a concern about some weird ads coming up, that problem was fixed. There was a way through the website I was able to filter them. Um, without losing too much money. So they are filtered now. I can't control if they play. They're not supposed to play political things or um, inappropriate, age inappropriate things. So hopefully the problem is 100% fixed. Or I'm sorry, it is 100% fixed because there's a filter. For a fact, it's fixed. But that was just a quick sidebar. Anyway, just get wiped down happy. So, first of all, if you have a microwave, maybe wipe down that microwave. Get that little dish that's in the microwave and clean it in the sink. Put it in the drying rack or dry it and put it back. Make sure if it's really, really bad in there, you might need a degreaser. And then my microwave's on top of the stove, which is why I'm thinking stove next. Then wipe down your stove. If you have like gas stove and you have cages over your burners, take those off, soak them, spray degreaser on it if it's really bad. If it's not, you can just do a quick wipe down of it. Make sure you're getting the wall behind the stove, your countertops, your dining room table, your chairs, especially if you have kids, get those chairs and like things that you wouldn't think of because they might get sticky. Um, little sticky fingers are everywhere. So wipe down your dining room table. I want you guys to maybe, maybe you have a baby and you have a high chair still. You can deep clean your high chair. Just make sure we're wiping down every bit of surface you can think of. If you see any drips of food or what have you on the cabinets, get that behind your sink because we just did dishes, so there's probably like some food residue. Make sure we're getting that and cleaning that up. And your refrigerator might need a quick wipe down at this time, or just the handles because we touch those a lot. Those disinfecting wipes are great for that. And then once you're done with that, if there's crumbs on the floor, you can just do a quick little spot sweep. Or if you have a really tiny space like I do, then you can just sweep the whole darn house and it'll take 5 minutes. It's completely up to you. I will remind you to clean all of the floors in the entire house at the end of the episode because I know some of you don't like vacuuming and whatnot while I'm talking. So I'll remind you to do that at the end of the episode because I know I don't allow a lot of time for floor cleaning. Sometimes that takes up a big chunk of time. So you guys are doing great. We're almost done. We're pretty much done with the kitchen. If you are not done with the kitchen, don't worry. No judgment, you can rewind me and just re-listen or maybe pause me before we go to the living areas, but I'm just going to go ahead and say take out your trash, change out your liner, And then we're going to move on to the living area. And if you're noticing your trash is like dirty, the actual trash can is dirty, you might need to hose that down. So maybe throw that outside, and then at the end of the episode you can hose it down. Or you just might need to change the liner either way. Don't be afraid to wipe down behind the trash can either. Some of you have like hidden trash cans and drawers where trash goes and stuff. Like, like a cabinet that you pull out a trash can, but in my house it's up against a wall, and sometimes because of the kids, like I'll get little food speckle splatters on the wall by where the trash can is, so I wipe down the wall. But moving on, let's move on to our living area. And with the living area, I like to start with the focal point of the room, which is the couches. You may not be like me, you may like to pick up first. Sometimes I switch it up and I do pick up first. Sometimes I do the um, couch first, but I'm going to do the couch first today. So if your windows aren't already open in your living area, go ahead and do that now, or areas, depending on your house. You might have more than one. And I like to do a thorough vacuuming on my full house day, cleaning day of the couch cushions. So I take the couch cushions off, see if there's anything that fell underneath the cushions. I put that stuff away, and then I do a quick vacuum with my hand vacuum underneath the cushions and around them, uh, just to get all the crumbs up and whatever might be under there. If you have stuff underneath your couch, you might need to get a broom and just sweep underneath the couch and get everything out from under there. That way, when you're picking up, you can get all that stuff too, all at the same time. And if you have like a leather couch and it needs to be wiped down, you can do that. Or if there's any spot cleaning that needs to be done on your couch, you can do that. And I mentioned before, there's guards you can get for the bottom of your couch, like on Amazon and stuff, so that things don't go under your couch, or you can maybe take the legs off of your couch. So a lot of couches you can do that. And then comes the fun part. I'm so weird about throw pillows and throw blankets. I love them. I get joy out of fixing my cushions for some reason. So just fluff your cushions, fix your cushions, make them look nice. And then let's move on to the rest of the living area. Let's start picking up anything that's out of place on the floor, or on coffee tables, end tables. I know maybe that might be a place where things accumulate for you. Let's go ahead and put that stuff away now. Just anything that does not belong in the living room, go ahead and get that put away and out of sight. Um, if you have dining room tables that open, or ottomans that open, or anything of the sort, and those are mixed up for you, or just cluttery or not organized. If you don't have time to do it now, jot that down in your cleaning journal. Or if you do have time, you don't really have a messy living area today, then you can go ahead and get that done. Once you've picked up everything in your living area, I like to just mention doing pet chores. For those of you that have pets, you may not have pets, and that's okay. You just ignore me at this part. But I tend to feed my animals while I'm doing my living area chores and clean the litter box out and just stuff like that. And look at you. You guys are doing great. You're almost halfway done with your house. So we tackled that monstrous kitchen. The kitchen is, I feel like, the most irritating thing to clean, and we're almost done with our living area. We are just knocking it out of the park today. So I commend you guys for that. Thank you so much for cleaning with me and just working your butts off to keep your house clean. I really appreciate that. Moving on, if your entryway needs to be straightened up, that's the first thing people see. Maybe you have a window there that needs to be wiped down, a plant that needs to be watered. Maybe your window sills have collected a lot of dust and you just need to wipe those down with your Clorox wipes right now. Maybe you just need to clean your actual windows with some Windex and some paper towels. Maybe that hasn't been done. One more thing, if you have a duster, and maybe check and see if you have any cobwebs in the corners of your house. If you don't have a duster, you can use a broom. Um, so next thing I want you guys to do, if you have like a TV stand, wipe those down. Don't spray anything directly on your TV ever. And just dust everything. I like to wet dust with wipes. So if you see anything dusty, maybe your blinds need to be dusted. Floorboards need to be dusted. Maybe you can use dryer sheets for that. And make sure you're getting the handles of your front door. Maybe your front door has scuff marks on it. I mentioned before I like to keep, especially if you have children, pets, anything like that, keep magic erasers on hand. Keep them underneath your sink. They're great for scuff marks. They get those scuff marks off. I don't know why I always get scuff marks on my front door. I guess it's from the animals. But you know, those are great. They just get them right up. So if you have scuff marks, you can get those at this time. If you have time and you want to vacuum your floor, clean your floor, you can do that. At this venture, if you want to sweep and mop, you can do that now. It's completely up to you guys. And again, if you have wood floor and you brush some kind of like crumbs or something out from underneath your couch or underneath the cushions or it's on the floor, just you do a little spot sweep at least. If you have a rug, you might want to vacuum the rug. If you have like a welcome mat, maybe you just need to take it outside and just hit it against something, get the dust off, or vacuum it, whatever you want to do. I like hitting it against something though. It gives me pleasure. So, I like to hit it against something outside. But you guys should be finishing up the living areas at this time. If you have two living areas, you can just rewind and restart with the second living area. But usually for people with two living areas, one is more lived in than the other one, and the other one is probably just needs to be dusted and straightened. But I'm going to go ahead and move on to the bathroom at this time, if that's okay with y'all. And we're going to go ahead and move on to the bathroom area. First thing I like to do when we get to the bathrooms is get the dirty laundry out. So if you have teenagers, you probably have laundry on the floor. I like to keep a laundry basket with a lid in my bathroom because, one, I like just having the lid on it just so people don't see like, my bra and underwear or whatever. Uh, but also just, it's your dirty clothes. And so anyway, I take all the dirty clothes out, whether it's on the floor and the hamper, what have you, and I put it into the laundry area for later to wash them. And then I just kind of empty that out. If I have a trash can, I'll empty that out and change the liner. Again, if the trash can in there is getting gross, then you can power wash it outside or something. Um, I like to keep a trash can with a lid as well. That's nice to have in the bathroom. It's just looks cleaner. And once we've gotten everything, and it might just not be clothes. Maybe you have toys in there. Maybe, you have a bathtub full of toys and you take those out and put them in whatever net you have in the bathtub for toys, or maybe you have like a little bucket or something. Uh, if you have kids, if not, just ignore that part. But just pick up the area, get anything that doesn't belong out of there, and then move on to your countertops. Now, with the countertops, I want you guys to just get anything that does not need a permanent home on your countertops and put it away. Again, with the selling of the house and stuff, I was kind of looking at the house from the point of view of the prospective buyer, even though I don't even know why I cared that much because it's not like I'm getting the profits of the house. It's a rent house, but I just wanted it to look nice. So, and we're doing this because one, it'll look a lot cleaner if there's less stuff. And two, we want to create as much surface area as possible so we can do a thorough wipe down. So let's get everything cleared out of the way and just get our Clorox wipes or whatever we use to clean and just get wiped down happy. I want to wipe down every area of your countertops. Make sure you're getting the mirror as well with some Windex and paper towels. Um, I mean, if you have a lot of countertop space and you have like an organizing unit with brushes and makeup and stuff in it that is meant to be there, that's not what I'm talking about. You can leave that there. That's obviously meant to be there. But stuff that doesn't belong on your countertop and that can be put away in a drawer, please try to put as much as you can away in the drawers. That just looks better. And once you're done doing a very thorough wipe down of everything and anything, including the faucets, behind the faucets, toothpaste splatters, what have you, let's move on to the toilet. So what I like to do with the toilet is first and foremost, I like to get that toilet bowl cleaner with the nozzle on it that squirts underneath the rim. I do that first, make sure you're in a well ventilated bathroom, but I squirt the bleach inside the toilet rim and I let that sit. I like to throw gloves on for this part. So throw your gloves on, your hair up if you haven't already, and let's get in there. Let's wipe down the surfaces. Like I like to use the Clorox wipes. I've mentioned that before many times, but just so if you're new. And I like to get, of course, start with the areas that get touched first, like the handle and the seat and stuff like that. Look behind your toilet seat. It usually snaps off. And once you snap off the seat, you can clean underneath it and do a very thorough clean of that. And it does get kind of nasty sometimes. That's why we're wearing gloves. But and when you're wiping down, don't forget those sides. Don't forget to get every little crevice on the sides, behind, on the floor behind the toilet. Let's get everything and anything. And then once you're done with that, you open up your toilet seat. Do not forget underneath the toilet seat, all around you want to get everything. And once you're done with that, your bleach probably has been sitting there for an adequate amount of time. So get your toilet bowl cleaner, scrub the inside of your toilet, make sure it's nice and clean. If you're having trouble getting something off, maybe try a pumice stone. They have special cleaning pumice stones with like a stick thing attached to it. That way you can use it to scrub the inside of your toilet and get it clean. And then once you're done, just flush the toilet and flush all that stuff away. And you can repeat it if it needs special attention. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to the bathtub shower area. Now, if you have a shower or on like a standing shower or a bathtub, you might do things a little differently, but this is just a guide. Like I said, I'm just basing this on my house. So you might use different cleaning supplies than me because you have a different setup. Uh, I'm just telling you what I do and what I use, and you're just be cleaning with me whatever way you like to do it best. If you are a person that likes to do exactly what I say, that's fine too. If you are a person that likes to just use me as a general guide and cleaning this area and that area and this area and that area and just giving you more ideas, and you want to use your own cleaning supplies, your own different things that I use, that's perfectly fine as well. I mean, however this helps you, as long as it helps you and as long as you're getting the stuff done, I am over the moon. So I just really want to stress the fact that this is just an outline for you guys, and you do not have to use the same products as I do. But like I've mentioned many times before, I always have my uh, soap dispensing sponge with the removable sponge heads. I keep one in my shower or my bathtub. I have a standing shower in my apartment. So I keep one of those with some bathroom multi-purpose spray inside of it, and then, or, cleaner inside of it, not spray per se. And when I'm done showering or in the shower, I will wipe down all the walls with that. That just is an easy way to maintain your shower and bathtub so it's not getting really bad, because it'll become like part of your ritual. When you take a shower, you also scrub down the inside of your shower because you're already in there, so you don't have to worry about getting wet or getting anything on your clothes. You just quickly just do a quick once over of your bathtub or shower area. And then as far as cleaning the and bleaching the tub, make sure you're wiping down. Do not mix bleach with anything other than bleach-based products, but make sure you get your rag or sponge or something and get all of those hard to get off, like soap areas, the little corners and crevices and stuff of your shower and bathtub. If you need to put some toilet bowl bleach cleaner on those areas, if they're discolored, feel free to do so. That stuff is great for grout as well. You can use a toothbrush to clean the grout and let that bleach sit on the grout until it's time to clean it, and then use like an old toothbrush or something and clean it up. If you have just a bathtub that needs to be bleached, you can just get it damp with the shower head and then sprinkle Ajax, let it sit for a while, make sure it's a very well ventilated bathroom, and then when it's done, you can use a sponge or whatever it is you use. I like to use, again, like a sponge with a handle. That's my go-to. It's easy, easy breezy. That's what I love. I love ease, making things as easy as possible when I clean. So once you've scrubbed the inside of your bathtub, shower area, what have you, go ahead and rinse it off with the shower head. And if you do have some hard water on your faucets, you can always get some white vinegar, secure it with a hair tie on the faucets, and just let that sit, then clean it off and come back for it. Now, if you have a small bathroom and you want to do a quick sweep and mop of your bathroom area, uh, you can do so now if you have the time. Make sure you get behind the toilet and around the toilet and the bathtub and everything in between, and just do a really thorough job. If you feel like you can't do that in this amount of time, then I'll remind you at the end of the episode, no sweat. And you guys are doing so great. We are almost done, so just hang in there, y'all. We're almost done with a full hour of cleaning. You guys are doing amazing. Up next is the bedroom. If you have multiple restrooms, you can rewind the restroom part and utilize that segment for each of your restrooms. Or you can delegate and have big kids clean their own restrooms and have, delegate to them what I told you. But I'm going to go ahead and move on to the bedroom at this time. First thing I like to do is I like to strip the bed because I like to at least clean my sheets once a week. I usually um, probably have to do that more than once a week just because of my kids climbing to bed with me. But uh, at least once a week, I strip my bedding and I put it in the laundry area, and I make that a first priority. That way it'll be nice and clean and ready to go by the time it's time to go to bed. And then, just like with any other room, first things first, you get things that don't belong off of the floor, like laundry basket, anything of the sort. And also, at least like once a month or once every few months, it's good to like vacuum your mattress too, because those dead skin cells kind of fall off of us and get on the bed and it's gross. So it's good to vacuum your mattress and just maintain that from time to time as well. Same thing with your pillow covers. Um, if you have small children, you might have to pause me at the end of the segment and do this with multiple rooms. If you have big kids, you can delegate. But yeah, like with any other room, we're just getting stuff that does not belong out of the room. So if you have dirty laundry in a laundry basket, go ahead and move that to the laundry area at this time. If you have knickknacks or just random miscellaneous junk clothing on a chair that hasn't been put away in years, um, I feel like a lot of people always have like a chair where we put clothes that we've tried on and we decided not to wear or something. So get rid of the chair, clean up those items, hang them back up. I know it's hard sometimes when we're getting ready to go and we're in a hurry and we take off our clothes and we put our clean clothes like on a chair or on the bed or something. But what happens is if we don't take care of that, they usually get kicked on the floor and stuff. Then we end up rewashing stuff that doesn't need to be rewashed. So let's try our best to hang them up. I'm guilty of this too, but let's try our best to keep them hung up, sorry, or put in drawers. Once you're done picking up everything that shouldn't belong and putting it away, if under your bed needs some attention, you can deal with that. But under your bed is a great place for storage. So get some containers, put some clothes that are out of season underneath there, an old mattress, whatever it may be. Um, it's not always hoarding to hold on to things, and sometimes things go out of season, and there's a reason to have it still. All about purging your wardrobe, but sometimes, we just need a rotation going on of like uh, summer clothes and winter clothes, and then a good place to store that being underneath the bed because it also leaves less room for stuff to hide underneath the bed and accumulate under there. And then if you need to wipe anything down, like your bed table, the tables next to your bed, or if you have like dressers that need to be wiped down or dusted off, or same thing if you have cobwebs or something that need to be dusted off, you can do that too. But I'm gonna go ahead and we're going to go back to the laundry. Don't forget to switch the loads. They should be done by now. Most people's washers, the most they go is probably like 50 minutes or so. So they should be finishing up. Don't forget to do that laundry switch. I also want to remind you guys that you guys are really important to me. I appreciate you guys being patient with me and supporting me the way you do. I really could not have done it without you. This podcast really helps me keep up with my chores and my personal jobs and my personal life, just the upkeep of my household. And I really appreciate how we motivate each other. I feel like you motivate me as much as I motivate you because it helps me be accountable but to something, because obviously I have to clean to have something to talk about, you know what I mean? So it really does help me, especially when I'm having trouble maintaining. So thank all of you so much that support me on Patreon. If you are not following me on Patreon, I'll put the link in the description. That's where you can just financially support the podcast, and I do little insider posts here and there. Um, I want to start making more stickers and merch and stuff once I get enough cash flow. But I'm so proud of you guys. You made it through the whole entire house. Don't forget, if you haven't cleaned those floors, to do a very thorough vacuum of your entire house or sweep and mop, depending on what kind of flooring you have. And then once you are done with your floors, you can kick back, relax, put on your favorite show, maybe listen to another podcast, another one of my podcasts. It doesn't matter, whatever you prefer to do. I like to curl up with a good show and just do all my folding and put away those clothes and think of it more like as a break than a chore. And then I get a lot of laundry done doing that, because after I'm done with folding the one load, then I'm still, watching the show and I'm still just sitting there. So I might as well be productive. And it's a way I trick myself into doing the laundry. But thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for being patient. And as always, happy cleaning.